Well, good evening. Back with you again. Twice in one day. Oh, sorry, twice in one day. I don't do it the other way. No, I'll say something very quickly. Then we'll do a lap around the living room because somebody's asked to see some more of my 2D artwork. So we'll do that for you quickly. I think I have shown you some of this before, but I don't know which video it's in. It's way back, way back. But we'll go around a lap around the living room. I'll show you some 2D artwork. But I'll say quickly is before I turn the camera around, I've got to go to hospital Friday, so no painting. But I've got to go to hospital, so I need some money to pay the hospital car driver. So I thought, to save going into town. Charlie here has his own piggy bank because people give him money from time to time, and we put money in for him as well. And he never spends it because he spends my money because he's shrewd. So this jar, Charlie, can you sit down a minute? This jar, big optic jar for vodka, bit of a Russian thing. It never gets touched. I just add to it for him. So I thought, well, I'll borrow a few quid out of Charlie's jar, save me going into town to the cash point, etc., etc., because we don't have a cash point in my village here because we're all backward. So I took stuff out and a roll of notes came out. So, great, brilliant. So I am to the notes, old 20s, a whole load of old 20s. So, can't spend them. So I do have to go to the bank tomorrow. So there you go. There you go. So I'll turn the camera around and we'll do a lap of the living room and I'll show you some flat 2D artwork. So see you when I've turned the camera around. As if by magic the shopkeeper appeared. So here's our first picture on my wall, and that is it's called An Officer by Rembrandt, and it's just, you know, just one of these things I saw in a book and thought, oh yeah, that's rather nice, I like that. So I ran up a copy. I mean, it wouldn't fool an art dealer or anything by any means. Firstly, it's done in acrylic. It's not done in oil paint. It's probably the wrong size. But as a piece of artwork, it's okay. It looks all right. This is a... next thing is a self-portrait done in a very abstract style. And me in medieval, sort of like Elizabethan clothing. Let's stand back a bit. Excuse the wobbly camera. We'll stand back a bit. So, yeah, it's okay. It's different. Let's put it that way. It's different. Me trying a sort of abstract style. So yeah, quite a long time ago I did that. But nice. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Moving swiftly on. I've got to go down on the floor for this. Excuse me for getting on the floor for this. That's, I think that's the wife of James II, Mary of Modena. I think it's the wife, no, James the First. Let's get my history right. I think it's the wife of James I, Mary of Modena. Again, you know, I see these things in books and think, oh, well, that looks nice. I wouldn't mind that on my wall. And so, you know, I sort of end up doing them. So I did have this up for sale at one point in an antique shop, but nobody wanted to buy it. I don't know why. Perfectly good painting. Some people have no taste. I mean, really. Right. Up above my door here, hopefully we can see it, are two little miniatures. Richard III and Elizabeth I. I did them one weekend when I was bored. I had nothing better to do. I bought these frames at a garage sale. I think they were a couple of quid, £1 each or something. One of them was quite badly damaged, so I restored it. So I thought, what am I going to put in them? So I did a couple of miniatures just to go in them. Yeah, I like Richard III. That's quite a nice little picture. Oh, excuse me, I'm breaking wind now. So that's quite nice. Moving on. Shaky cam is moving on. Oh, that's a portrait of my late father. It's very sort of, if you look at it very close, it's just areas of shade and colour, and it doesn't look like anything. But if you actually stand back, a bit, that's my dad to a T. That's absolutely spot on. And that was bizarre when I started painting that. You know, when I started painting that, I was sort of still a guy, shall I say. As soon as I started sketching it out, I heard my dad say, "Oh, the boy's painting my portrait." And it's like such a bizarre thing, because he died in 1974. So to hear somebody say, "Oh, the boy is doing my portrait," he could have been in the room with me. You know, such a bizarre thing. You know, I'm working on this one afternoon. I'm sat in the chair, and I can feel somebody breathing on my neck. I mean, that's the most surreal experience I've ever had in my life, to feel somebody breathing on your neck. You know, they're looking over your shoulder at what you're doing. I mean, it's just so bizarre. But that's my father anyway. Here's my light. Look at my light switch. Court jester, complete with bells. That's my light switch. That face is based on Henry VIII. Quite a fat, sort of rounded face. But that's my light switch. Here's my portrait of Charles II, which I like enormously. I saw that in a book. Most of these things I see in books. So I thought, yeah, I'd really, really like that on my wall. So I did it. I didn't have a frame for it. A friend of mine had a frame. That frame, and I love that frame. I thought, that's beautiful. Little bit of damage to it, which I repaired. But in exchange for the frame, I did him a picture by Jan Vermeer. He wanted this picture of the milkmaid by Jan Vermeer. So I said, "I do the Jan Vermeer picture for you, you give me the frame." He said, "Okay." So we did a deal. So he has a Jan Vermeer on his wall, and I have the frame. But I like that picture very much. That's acrylic on board. Yeah, very pleased. That came out very well. And over here we have Girl with a Pearl Earring by Jan Vermeer, which came out pretty well. It's not too bad. Again, you know, wouldn't fool an art critic by any means, but as a nice painting to hang on your wall, it's very nice. You know, I mean, it's perfectly acceptable. You know, I mean, yeah. So that's some flat 2D artwork. I've got a couple more 2D pictures that I gave to my friend, the Jan Vermeer, the milkmaid, and also I did him Robert Lenkiewicz, artist with Greenie. So I'll dig those two pictures out. I've got them on disc, photographs of them, and I'll tack them on as well, and you can have a look at them. But that's my 2D artwork, and I hope you can see now why somebody nicknamed me Michelangelo. Yeah, I like this stuff. It's nice. So, see you on the next one.